Drum roll.
I know it. Good evening, faithful. We're on the beach tonight. Just so everyone knows what we're talking about, I'm actually going to remove all of us so you can look. See that it's better than the haunted forest. You know, haunted forest does have its place, though, right? It really does. But it's getting close to summertime, so why not hang out on the beach? Right?
Yep.
But yeah, last stream we were talking about, fast cars, fast-ish cars.
Loose women.
Bryant was talking about his bus. Bryant, something I didn't discuss is so there's this, this drag racer, and it's a Chevy S10. It's just a little square body late 80s truck, right? But his turbos are mounted in his truck bed, but they're up high enough to the point where they're just sticking up above the cap. So,
wow.
Like, you want all the air, there you go, right? So, you're talking about putting a Subaru motor in that bad boy. So, what are you going to turbocharge it? You want to put a turbo on top of your roof?
Right now, I just want to get it running. And then if I can put a turbo on it, then maybe. But for right now, I'm just putting the 2.2. It's a 96 Subaru Legacy motor in it. And, I just really need the wiring harness. That's the last thing that's holding me back. So.
Sweet. And, I mean, what Brian's talking about doing, it's actually not a bad idea because it's a modern motor and it'll run off a modern computer. So if it has like some sort of issue, you can plug into it and actually scan the computer.
Yeah, run diagnostics.
Yes. So it's actually a really good idea, and it would be called a resto mod there, Bryant, because when you're putting that motor in, are you doubling the horsepower that it used to put out with that motor?
Oh, I believe so. I believe it's I believe the Subaru motor, I'd have to look it back up, but I think it's 220 horsepower just for the Subaru motor. I'll look it up here in a second. But I know the motor that I was talking about, the bus motor I bought, the standard bus motor was 70 horses. And then this one that I purchased was 110. So like I jumped significantly just by that, so the Subaru motor, the thing it's going to be water cooled, and I'll have to have a radiator. So finding where I'm going to put the radiator, if I'm going to put it underneath the belly of the bus, they call that belly, side. If I'm going to put in the front, then I have to run really long radiator hoses all the way, the length of the bus. So it's going to be difficult, but I've seen people do it. And then there's I'm trying to actually put it inside the engine compartment so you can hide it, and it still looks cosmetic on the outside, but I might actually put it on the roof and actually build like a roof rack with my radiator and fans hooked up on top. Make it look a little bit like the Ninja Turtle bus or something. I don't know.
Ooh. It's not a bad idea because you don't want to kick dirt up all over the place.
Yeah, when you throw the fan on, it just pushes on the asphalt, and then you look like a jerk driving around. Everybody's just like, if you go to a car show, then people's cars are, we were just talking about that. You don't want to
get dirty as you're driving by to find a parking spot.
Yeah, get all these dirty looks because you're just trying to park. It's like,
that's true though. That's true. Got Jason. What's up, buddy? Captain Niner Massey. They had a show on earlier, and I kind of. I said a comment just to see what their reaction would be, and it was is Trent Taylor the replacement after the Ayuk trade, and it kind of made all three of the fellas on the show, which was TJ, Jason, and Anshul, 49er meter, kind of paused and looked at the comment like, what the. It was hilarious. I was dying laughing. I almost fell over. It was great.
All right, I think that trade is happening. I really believe it's going to happen.
You really never know. But, we normally don't talk 49ers, but I actually saw the guy who on Twitter, the guy that's taking the heat for it.
Chase?
This is why it paused. He's like, he couldn't compute. But the guy on Twitter was actually he was reporting his source, but his source is a reporter for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and it actually had a lot of detail. So
yeah, I mean, if you think about it, this is what's going to happen. Brandon Ayuk looks a lot like Mike Tomlin, right? So it makes sense that family's going to team up together, right? So then next year when Brock Purdy goes to sign for his big contract, right, he's going to go to Baltimore where he's going to play with his family member, his coach John Harbaugh, right? Because looks matter, right? And that's all it's going to be is similarities, right? So if you look like this person, then you're going to go play on their team, right? But it is something to be said. Those guys do look like each other. It's weird.
Yeah, they do look alike.
But and that's true. That's true.
Well,
yeah,
I did
we
pick
were
him
talking about
the year, so.
Hey, we were talking about fast cars. We talked about like Lambos, Ferraris. Yeah, they're nice. But what is the current fastest car in the world? I remember it goes between Bugatti
McLaren?
and a performance shop that is based out of Texas called Hennessy. And they've been going back and forth. This has been a blow for blow fight for many years.
I think technically the fastest car is the DeLorean from Back to the Future.
It only had to go 88 miles an hour, though.
Only had to go 88 miles an hour to travel through time.
That's a kind of cool concept, right? Because the Flash has the speed. He's the fastest person in the world, right?
Basically.
But he has a villain who's like Turtle Man or something like that, right? And he's the slowest person in the world or whatever. He can make you go super slow. So it's like
the tortoise and the hare.
Yeah, so it's like you can go as fast as you want, but you're really going like it's an opposite concept. It's like,
and to answer my question, Bugatti has it back, folks. They're the Bugatti Chiron Supersport 300 Plus goes 304 miles per hour.
Whoa.
That's insane.
My V4 Hyundai will have something to say about that.
That's insane.
I love it. V4. You know why they call it V4?
No, don't tell anybody.
Come on, Bryant.
Go ahead, tell it. Go home, tell it. Go and tell it. Tell it. Go and tell it.
It's V4 because before you see me coming, right?
Hey, listen. Do you know how many? This is no joke. Okay, I have a V4 automatic. Okay, I have pulled up next to Camaro. I have pulled up Mustangs. I have pulled up next to very fast cars, and they were just barely faster than me. Okay, and few people have the balls to go over 80 miles an hour. So like Tesla people and all this, they all want to race. They all blow past me, and then once we get out there, they got nothing. I'm like going from 100 to 125 back and forth, and nobody has the guts to drive like that. So really, when you find someone that has the guts to drive like you should flash the peace sign first of all, and keep it as friendly as possible. Because the two of you, if you start getting into your cat and mouse head, it can be very dangerous. So I always if I encounter someone who actually matches me, I always wave them down and like give them the peace sign before we keep going, because that way you're a little more careful about, like, you almost care about the person. Do you know what I'm saying? Like you made contact. It's not a nasty thing. You're just having fun. It really helps. I've had people who like are just been like doing things purposely to like cause an accident. It's just crazy. Why would you do that?
Yeah, you can't do that.
Because they're
So
pissed.
on my, driving to work and home, I do occasionally run into someone. I'm in my Camaro. I'll run into a Mustang, and he pulls up and he wants to go, and it's like not safe yet. So typically, we end up going off on this one road that I could take many paths home, but no one lives along this road. It's a nice long new road. So we'll get going on it, and we both slam on the gas, and have us some fun. And at the end, we're always like waving and laughing. There's no, it never seems to be anything serious unless it's a young buck, a really young kid.
On 99,
they get mad when they get beat. Though they get mad.
Yeah, exactly. That's what happens. I encounter a lot of young guys, and I just outdrive them. And then they get all like nasty and like start like brake checking you and stuff. I'm like, dude, it's all good. It happens. It comes with age. Your car has very little to do with it, man. It's about brains and knowing what's coming and anticipation and finding those little spots between cars.
Hey, Damien, look, if you have time to pop on, let me know. I'll send you the link. But yeah, he's a Toyota Supra guy.
Oh yeah, well that's pretty awesome. I remember seeing that car when
Sentinel actually said it in the chat though. This last time, guys, he said it in the chat. Horsepower is torque over horsepower. Horsepower sells them, but torque makes them go.
You want it to go.
That's right off the punch they have, because the motor is a 4-cylinder. I know Kenny says V-cylinder.
I have 4, but listen, when I kick that thing into sport,
it's a 4-cylinder. It's a 4-cylinder, and then the reason they call it a V is because the cylinders are shaped in a V. So when you look at Harley Davidson, that's a V cylinder. That's a V engine. Volkswagen doesn't have a V motor, but they have all their cylinders are spread out. But Chevy made the V, and then you have so anyways. But the 4
what the heck?
So the 4-cylinder it's awesome. If you're driving it the right way, if you have the right carburation, and for a Volkswagen, the transmission with a smaller motor, if it's geared the right way, you can get a lot of speed out of it. It just depends on the carburation. Old technology is still there. It has to be, the right parts have to get bolted together. My dad has a lot of superchargers for air-cooled Volkswagens, and it's crazy. It's really crazy. There's a couple different ones, and the amount of money that people will pay for these things, they work, but it's old technology. So there is a thing about having like race cars and racing them to old specs, racing them to the new. So like what you're talking about with the car, my bus going to Subaru and having a computer, it's going to have a computer, but it's going to be pre-97, 96. It's OBD1, I think. So I'll be able to plug it in. If there's a code, then it'll kind of tell me, but it's still all really, everything I can still do is adjustments, but it will be less adjustments. If you've ever have had a friend with the Volkswagen, or if you've ever been around somebody with the Volkswagen, they always have to get out and adjust the cylinders, the valves, all the time. The valve covers get popped off. They have to adjust their valves, and then they have to do something to their distributor, right? So you always have to just keep on top of it, because over time they just loosen up. It was that technology, and then they got better and better. So like if you look at Volkswagen, it's like the cheaper Volkswagen, the cheaper people's car. You look at Porsche, it's the same motor, but it's tuned different. It's machined different. It's just a little bit better technology. Like they cared about it a little bit more. It's the same block, it's the same motor, it's everything, it's the same parts, but it's just somebody caring about it a little bit more. It's like the same idea with Chevy and GM. General Motors owns Chevy. Well, Porsche got so big that, Fernando Porsche is the one who designed Volkswagen.
Ooh.
I think most people don't know that Porsche is German.
No. Yeah, but car guys.
Could be loud.
That's That's actually we never actually asked I asked the question to you guys what your favorite car was, but I never answered. Mine is the Porsche from Risky Business. That was always my favorite car.
Oh wow.
28 in that like bronze color, and it was just so sharp, man. Still my favorite car.
Ooh, Bryant, if you're worried about painting the bus red for, danger reasons, what about gold?
Red and gold.
I don't know.
We'll send the money out there.
The fun bus.
Get the go fund bus.
The Go Fun Bus.
Is there going to be? It's a weird question, but is there going to be a hookah in this bus?
It might not be kid friendly, but it would be kid friendly. It has to be kid friendly because I'm a dad, and
Right.
you got to have like you might have to have a storage spot for offside adventures, but that's not something that's probably going to be.
You hear that?
Yeah.
That's what I was talking about my biker neighbors.
Yeah.
Oh man, I thought a
They
space.
got something going on right now.
I hear it.
Once they're gone though, and it sounds like they're gone.
Are they going to Sturgis? What's going on over there, bro?
I think there's 2 or 3 motorcycles that live there.
The Sons of Anarchy
And
live with you?
When they're leaving, but when they go to work, they have regular vehicles, so they're not disturbing the neighborhood. But they get back, it's on. It's like, I sure hope everyone works. No one around here works graveyards.
Can I guess they're regular cars? Are they Monte Carlos and Grand Prix?
They're
offense.
like old beat up pickup trucks, like
okay.
the type of pickup truck you actually use as a truck, not like these brand new, very expensive ones that people are afraid to actually use like a truck because you're going to hurt it.
Oh, I'd beat the crap out of my truck.
Yeah, my dad used to have a Dodge Ram.
There it is.
Just straight steel.
Love that damn car.
With the big ram in the front, the big
Yeah, man.
had the thing, the
hood ornament, the
ornament,
It looks like ram horns in the front.
Straight steel. It was just massive. It was just like we can haul anything we want.
I got pulled over a lot in that car. But I got very few tickets.
Dude, I had a 95 Nissan Sentra for a very long time. I mean, I think it was over 270K old when the timing chain on the motor skipped a tooth. Right? And at that point, it's the type of motor where you're going to end up rebuilding the head, but then you might as well do the bottom end because you might as well just go through the whole thing. And I was like, at that point, I was also like, the car's only worth so much.
Yeah, my dad was
because it was a bad luck
85,
car.
I think it was.
Well, it was
85.
a bad luck car, though. Like,
All
I'm
metal.
driving to my mom's house because she needs some repair work. Someone runs a stop sign, hits me on my passenger side front fender. I'm sitting at a stoplight. I feel a bump. Someone smashed me, rear-ended the car. Someone actually broke into it, and they were using something heavy. They smashed the window, and they dropped the heavy thing on my door. So
Was
I
it a
had to
bowling
replace
ball?
the whole door.
Oof.
At one point, I was like, I was just fixing the car myself, and so at one point it had a white door. The whole front clip except for the left side got wiped out from that guy that ran the stop sign. So it had a black hood, a green fender. The door on the other side, it wasn't silver, it was gold.
At least, like when you get into a car accident with a truck, I think you can salvage some of it. Most cars nowadays, they just get
Yeah,
that's what I was thinking was going to happen. I was thinking they're not total it, but they were like, no, it's good. It's a Nissan. I was like, are you serious? But and then but But yeah, I ended up being like a lot more extensive than what they gave me because you know they're just looking at the body damage. I ended up having to redo all kinds of suspension components and everything to get it right. But then it had just a normal gray back bumper and a black trunk. Because the black car I found that I got the parts off of was smashed on the sides. You know, I figure, right? So one day,
as long as it's not totaled,
well, one day I'm just driving down the street, and you know
make it work.
the city I live in has a reputation. It's not bad, folks. It's really not bad.
Mm-hmm.
But a cop gets behind me, lights me up, and pulls me over. I'm like, huh. It's kind of odd because I don't break the law much, and I'm knocking on wood.
Mm-hmm.
I typically don't get caught when I do. I get a speeding ticket every 6 years, something like that. That's what my average is.
Knock on some more.
But and I'm sitting there like, okay, you know. So I pull over. He comes up and he goes, "This car matches the description." I'm like, I looked at the cop, and you know, I'm nice and respectful to police officers, folks. They have a hard job. But I look up at him and I'm like, "Are you shitting me?" He looks at me like, huh? I'm like, "Walk around the car and take a good look at it and come back, please. I'll wait." He was like, "Okay." So he did. He walks around the car. He comes back. He's like, "I'm sorry. I'm sorry. This definitely is not the car." I'm like, "Yeah, it's pretty distinct. You know, I mean,
yeah."
You were smoking doobies, right? And they pulled you over.
It was just like, wow, you know. I have all kinds of different colors on it at that point. It was like that's actually what inspired me to go because I worked at a different place and we had a semi-trailer paint booth in one facility. So that's what inspired me to pull it in one weekend. I literally tore it completely apart, all the body panels off. You know, I did it right because you have to shoot everything, and I repainted the whole thing. You know,
Did
so
you
I have one
fill up the car with
the
heroin
car.
before you sealed it up?
How's your? Go ahead, Kenny.
I didn't find anything. You know, I didn't find anything. It's kind of
how's
I expected to find something in the white door because the condition of that car. I pulled that part off of. I'm not gonna lie.
How's the inspections out there in Utah? Are they like real strict or? Because I know like some
county.
states.
It depends on what county you're in.
Kind of do what you want.
Safety inspections. They kind of you're on your own reconnaissance, but you're also fully responsible for your vehicle. So if you get in an accident because you're driving around with a bald tire and you blow it, it's all going to be on you.
Yeah, but are they strict? Are they strict? Or will they pass you or will they fail you on stuff like that?
They won't fail you for it. They'll write you up a warning though. And it's all about emissions now, though. Like the county I live in, it's they're not CARB compliant. They don't make us smog our vehicles, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they do they do look at your vehicle to make sure that there's a CARB tag on every part, like if you have aftermarket parts on it, right?
Yeah.
So like my Camaro, you can't see the cam. It's in the motor, you know. Everything else, the air intake, everything back to the mufflers is all stock. So I still have my catalytic converters. I still have all that stuff in there. So when I go in to get emissions on it, they literally, the guy just like takes a look at the motor. He's like, huh, just takes a picture of the whole motor, takes a picture of the catalytic converters, submit to the county. It's done. Right. My Jeep, I took it somewhere else. And I'm sitting there watching them do it. Like, what's taking so long? Plug it in, scan it, run it, give me my cert. Let me out of here. You know, it's stock. There's nothing done to it at all, right? When it comes to the engine and breather mods. Well, okay, it has a K&N air intake, but it has a CARB sticker on it. So they're taking pictures of that, and they're taking all these pictures in my engine bay. I'm sitting there watching them like, what are these guys doing? You know? Then I see them under it. They're in a pit under it, banging on my cats with a screwdriver. I'm like, are you serious? So when the manager walks back in, I'm like, are you serious, man?
Who the fuck is this guy?
Like, I'm sitting there going, did you need to retrain your guys, because when they plug it in and it checks all 8 systems good, nothing deleted, it only has to actually
in the computer.
You folks.
Yeah,
Then
sometimes
you know the computer has never been messed with. If there weren't catalytic converters that would be throwing a code, it's like, I straight up told him, why are they banging on my converters, dude? Like, does it look like they're modified? You know, he's like, no, everything looks like it's factory. I'm like, okay, you need to train your employees, then, you know. But yeah, it was just like, it took forever too. It's like,
you have to know your mechanic and you have to stick with them, because if you change them up, go to like a new mechanic, they're real picky about shit. It's just like
what I had to do.
They'll charge you up to
was expired, and the people I normally go to weren't open. I normally go to a small shop that doesn't get like, you know, it's not a chain.
Yeah,
so they don't get like
mom and pop.
So I normally go there to give them business.
Your family knows their family.
Get me right in. You know,
that's my favorite spots. It's like when my parents or my dad knows, or my uncles know the mechanics. They'll let certain shit slide to just be like, hey, just switch this up real quick, but we're gonna pass you.
So hey, Bebop, to switch gears a little bit, or maybe switch, I don't know, lanes, I guess.
Get it?
Maybe
Switch
that's the
gears.
best word, right? David, Bebop's over there on that side of the country where Pittsburgh just had that big bridge accident.
Pittsburgh?
Baltimore. And I'm so glad I talked to you guys. You guys make me that much more smarter, right? So, Bebop, have you heard anything? Has it affected your area? Are you seeing more congestion, more traffic, or like?
No, that's like lower Philly. That's like Baltimore is more closer to Philly. I'm in northeastern Pennsylvania. Philly's more like the southeastern Pennsylvania, but they're right there connected to Baltimore. I've been to a couple of concerts down there. Great area. Fucking awesome area to go to. A little different than the Bay, and you know about the Bays, but more different than the Bay in Boston. There's Boston Bay, and then there's like a Baltimore Bay. Very different, but very alike in the same sense. Yeah.
Have you seen like rising prices where you're at? Like, is it making shipping or anything like that harder?
Well, not off the bat hasn't been really bad, but they're also saying like it's not going to be like a walk in the park to try to get that fixed. It's going to take a really long time. So the city of Baltimore going into like Washington, D.C., stuff like that, like all of them, they're going to be really congested for like, I think for the next like year and a half at least.
Wow.
Biden gave them like $82 million to fix it, but it's going to take a while. It's going to take a while for that to get fixed. But for the most part, they said like they had back ships like just waiting to get out. They're like been waiting to get out of there. So I haven't even looked into it, whether or not like they were able to get out of there yet. But
there was like 90 million pounds or 90 million tons of debris in that body of water.
Yeah.
It's gonna take forever.
Yeah, there's a lot of money. It's gonna take forever, and there's like back orders like out the wazoo. Not from coming into the country. It's from what we're exporting. So I think like, anybody from, Europe and Singapore, I guess it was, like they're more at risk to for the waiting time than we are.
If Maryland can't ship all those crabs out of there, Maryland's going to become crab country, and it's just going to be a bunch of crabs and no people. So we got to get that crab meat out of Baltimore.
Sure. Well, you just gotta call them and say, "Hey, we got some crabs out here. We can hook you up."
What eats crabs?
Are you a crab guy? Are you a crabby kind of guy, David? You like crab?
Krabby Patties?
I'll eat some crabs. I have before. I've eat you guys ever had a crawfish boil? You've never done that?
I like
a crab boil.
Well, so I go visit my family in the great state of Washington, and one of my uncles, kind of a high roller, he will literally overnight crawfish from New Orleans.
Ooh.
And then we spend a while cutting up vegetables, cutting up everything, and we literally have a crawfish boil. I boil everything together.
Nice.
And they show up, and yes, they're still alive. It's just
like corn,
how
potato, crab, right? Something like that. Is that what it is?
Yeah, but potatoes. You cut up some carrots, throw some corn.
I love carrots, man.
Yeah, so my wife doesn't like crab because her mother got live crabs, and she didn't know that they were alive, and she had to boil them. So when they did that, they started moving. So now Tony's forever tainted. She's not. I can't take her to fishing places or anything like that. So, I guess my dream, or when I want to, be fancy, I guess you want to say it, or if I'm feeling, if you want to say it, like in that mood or whatever, when you're in the store and you see the imitation crab, my daughter calls it the unicorn meat. It's the pink and white, imitation. Yeah. I like that stuff. I'll get the 2-pack instead of the 1-pack, and then I'll steam it. I get sleepy after I eat that, and I feel bad because nobody else in the house eats it. So I'm like eating this whole pan to my head, and
well, just like McNiner's family's shipping them crawfish. I need some crabs from over there in the Pacific. I need to try them.
Well, I just go to the grocery store. I'm sure you could go to the grocery store too. Mine's that sealed up imitation crab meat. It's like
it's pollock.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah. No, I like it.
I like
sticks,
it.
The little sticks.
It's a fish that tastes like crab. It's pretty much the same.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know. Like I haven't been too many places like that because it's like
I'm like in the country sort of Pennsylvania, so it's like really different unless we either go to Boston or we go to Maryland. And I suggest going to Boston if you're ever going to go. Seafood, stuff like that. Like Boston is just
or you would go to Maine,
capital on the East Coast. Or Maine, exactly.
Yeah, but that's super far.
Yeah.
What is that? Is that Gordon's? Oh, crab. Wait, is that from? Oh, I see.
Yeah, this one's from Walmart.
So, I used to work with the guy, and I'll just say
as long as it's local. Go ahead, David.
Well, Jason, and he used to get the imitation crab. I don't think it was that though. I think it was something else. And he would bring it to work. He would microwave it.
Ooh,
no.
And we had one microwave in the break area, right? So the whole break area just smells like that stuff. The microwave, it's like, anything you cook in it kind of had that hint for like the next week. And it's like, all right, yeah, we finally got it out. And then the next day he brings more.
It probably smelled like a brothel in the 1500s in there.
It's just something you don't
I think
microwave.
Like Seattle might have something. Just like Maine, for me, would have really good seafood. I think Seattle has like.
They got chowder.
Has anybody been to Arby's? You know, the sandwich shop?
Yeah, once, and then when I went to the hospital, I never went back.
All right. So, do you remember what they wrap the sandwiches in?
Foil?
Yes. So, me and my brother go to work one evening because we were both working the evening shift, and we go to Arby's to get our lunch or dinner, whatever you want to call it, and they put it in a brown bag. So we both take our lunch at the same time or break at the same time, and we go to grab the brown bag. Well, we wanted to heat up our sandwiches, so we throw them in the microwave in the brown bag, because we're lazy. We're trying to wash our hands and do all this stuff during the time our lunch is going. There's a microwave right there, right? Well, next thing I know, microwave starts sparking and fire in the microwave. So we pull out the burgers, they're not burgers, they're Arby's sandwiches, right? And we, fire, right? I stomp on the bag and everything, right? The next thing you know, like it's smoking up the break room and stuff, and the microwave, So we picked up that microwave and we took it to the other break room, and we grabbed the other microwave and brought it back. The break room stunk. It did. It stunk for a while. It smelled like burnt aluminum, but you know what? We got a new microwave.
Very nice.
That's funny.
Yeah, I'll never do that again. I didn't realize it was tinfoil because it was in the brown bag. I'm like,
and it's a very thin foil though. It's like a paper foil. It doesn't feel like aluminum foil. It's kind of different.
Hold on, Bryant, did you actually see what the microwave did when you did that?
Yes, you did exactly what Kenny was sparking, popping, and then the bag caught on fire inside the microwave.
I was there. I talked to the police.
And Mark
was your sandwich warm?
So the sandwich wasn't completely burnt. The sandwich
didn't taste good.
I wanted to eat it. I smelt it. It didn't smell right. It smelled burnt like that aluminum foil, so I didn't eat it. And then I was hungry the rest of the evening, so it was just a bad experience. It was bad.
There's something about the word smelt that I don't like.
Yeah, it's like you can smell it, and it smelled wrong, like
smelt. That shit smelt wrong. It's another word, a whole other word.
It's a past tense for death.
the smell of like gangrenous diapers and vomit.
Yeah, there's just certain smells. They're just smelly smells. This was like a chemical smell. That's what really was scary about it, because I knew what had happened, and then I'm like, I don't think this is safe to eat. Even though I saved the sandwich, basically,
you just have fresh crab. No, you have fresh crab over there, don't you?
This is when I moved to Kentucky for a short period of time.
There's no crabs in Kentucky.
No. Only catfish.
You get
only noodling.
Just take advantage of the barbecue.
But yeah, we went to Arby's one night, and it was cool because we were in town. Went to got lunch. We're like driving to work. We're like, all right, we have some Arby's sandwiches at lunchtime, right? We got the horsey sauce, and got the regular sauce, and man, it was gonna be great. Yep, damn paper bags, brown paper bags.
Past tense. It was a past tense. It was going to be.
It was going to be great.
It was going to be an epic sandwich.
Hey, bastards.
And then, you see smoke, you're like, what the fuck is going on?
Hey, so you want to hear something funny about Jimmy Garoppolo and the Subway thing? I bet a bunch of content creators, I'd go into chats and I was kind of trolling a little bit, but I was saying stuff like, his Subway sandwich is 10% off, because of his jersey number, and then they're going to cut, if you go in there and say cut his contract, if you wanted toasted or, you tell them toasted, they'll give you 10% off, and I just saying, give her a step. Well, I got a couple people to bet me on it, and I won, and it was really kind of cool, right? Well, I actually went in one day with my daughter Lily, and we went and got one, and we just got a foot long. We cut it 6 inches both, and it was actually a really good sandwich. And now I don't think he's sponsored by Subway, and they don't make that sandwich anymore, so it's kind of sad.
Yeah, he was only sponsored because he was with the Niners.
Yeah.
That's all. Call
Yeah.
a spade a spade.
Now he's a sponsor for steroids. Oh,
Hey, do you think Carson Wentz will win a Super Bowl before Jimmy Garoppolo wins one?
I don't think either one is going to win one.
Well,
None
because
of them.
Carson Wentz is now a Kansas City Chief.
Yeah, but
Okay.
no
No.
way. Not going to happen.
Absolutely not.
So the Chiefs win another Super Bowl. Carson Wentz will win one as a backup, as an Eagle and a Chief, right? And then you have Jimmy Garoppolo, who's won 2 with the Patriots already as a backup. But if the Rams get their stuff together, and you got Mr. Matthew Stafford down there, and he gets another Super Bowl ring, Jimmy's the backup. That would give him 3 rings. So I think there's a potential. Those 2 guys would be the next 2 to be backups with the Super Bowl, multiple Super Bowl rings.
Man,
I don't even want to talk about something like that.
Tinfoil hat.
No, it's not happening. It's not happening.
No way.
I'm gonna get my hat and I'll be right back. Tinfoil time.
It's gonna be all Texans next year.
Yeah, it's not happening. It's not happening.
Texans next year.
Yeah,
Niners, Texans.
Chiefs ain't making the playoffs.
Oh man, speak it into existence. Let's do it.
Niners, Texans. Ready? Let's do it. Niners, Texans. We'll get robes. We'll do candles. It'll work. Get a chicken. The whole thing.
I would be happy with that if you could have like an AFC championship game versus the Jets and the Texans in New York.
Jets,
New York, and the Jets lose.
And who are we playing before we get to the Super Bowl?
Let's play Detroit again. Why not?
Ooh, I want to play Washington.
Ooh, that would be epic too.
Wouldn't that be sick? I don't know. I have a weird feeling about Washington. This year.
that.
I want a Washington kick.
Yeah.
Well, so the Eagles, they've improved in areas, they've got worse in areas, right? And Detroit, they're up and coming, and I don't know if they've improved. I kind of think they've stayed the same, right?
Is Mosley coming back to them, or is he gone now?
I believe he re-signed with them for a year, but I'd have to totally look at that.
And his injury, you never know how good he's going to be.
Honestly, when he was with us, he was good, but he would always miss time during the season, right?
Yeah, and a
then
lack
he had
of turnovers too, right?
Yeah, he had the ACL with us, and the Niners chose to not re-sign him. Maybe they know something, right?
Oh, yeah. Look what happened to him.
So, yeah,
I don't know.
well,
Something about Detroit. I don't know.
did. Now we're talking 49ers, so we typically don't do that on the Friday night show.
Yeah.
But we did
when you
this
bleed
in the offseason. We went after players that don't have extensive injury histories. I'm gonna knock on some wood here.
We've gone away from it. Picking
I'm excited about that Rock Scene.
Oh yeah.
Sin or whatever you ever say.
Rock the corner. We also signed a guy, Lucas Corner, and is it Yadin?
I think so.
So we've signed 3 corners to 1-year deals. Lucas is kind of a special team specialist, right?
Who do y'all want? Do you still want Kool-Aid after all those
I
pickups?
love Kool-Aid. Give me some
I
Kool-Aid.
got a little story.
Yeah.
Remember the first? I wasn't at the very first draft that David hosts on Saturday, but I was at the second one, and I don't know if you guys remember what I did. I traded to get Wiggins, right? Well, there's this guy, Brendan Donahue, who's supposedly supposed to be the most accurate draft evaluator or whatever picks and whatever. And in his last mock, that's what he did. He did the same thing that I did to get Wiggins. So, hey.
So you're saying there's a little wiggle room.
I'm feeling like it could be. There could be wiggle room for sure. I mean, he's supposedly that's what they say. He's like the most accurate guy that does that. I'm sorry, I didn't even know my camera was off because I'm looking at you guys. And I just heard that on 49er Sports Talk with Drew Kerr. I don't know if you guys know that guy, but check him out. He's cool. Drew Kerr, 49er Sports Talk. And I heard him talking about it today. So this guy, Brendan Donahue, he's supposed to be like the best at that. And he did the same thing I did, but I did that on March 2nd. And he did that this week. So if we take Wiggins, and that was the first draft that I did all year, I want a party. We have to do music, cake, drinks,
Kebabs.
panel, kebabs, yeah. Bonfire.
Yeah, I like it.
Just to celebrate it.
Yeah.
Because I've never won anything in my life. So that's...
Let's go.
No, I've won some shit.
You pulling out those crab sticks or whatever?
I want crab cakes. I want In-N-Out. I want chicken nuggets.
Let's go.
All right. Whatever. Patting myself on the shoulder real hard.
Good stuff, man.
Well, yeah, well, when you say most accurate,
you never know.
How accurate actually is he? Because
oh no, it's like
mock drafts. I watched a bunch of people do them last year, and I mean,
yeah.
I
Well,
don't
that's
even
what they
know all
said.
the
That he's
names.
like the most. It's like agreed upon by people. Like he's like it's proven thing. He's been doing the drafts. Like he's the most accurate person that does them, and he did what I did 2 months ago. So, and I'll tell you right now, I had no idea what I was doing.
I saw somebody online's got like a A+ 100%, and it showed that we were gonna get Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
I seen the Kool-Aid. Yeah.
If we stay packed and we don't do anything, we don't make any trades, ups or backs.
But I don't know if you
Yeah,
guys know this about Kool-Aid.
100% draft.
Kool-Aid, no turnovers. He doesn't do turnovers. I think in like his whole college career, he had like 1 interception. Have you guys? Somebody want to look it
I
up?
hope so that would be like
Pretty sure that's
perfect.
the
It'll
deal.
be, and then we could put Demo to nickel, and then that would be just like that whole problem.
I mean, he's gonna sell so many jerseys. Think about it, Kool-Aid.
But it's not going to say
Oh,
Kool-Aid.
yeah, in a
It's
big
going to say
red
the other
jersey.
name.
I'll
mean,
get
he's
one.
gonna come
I'll get
out,
one.
he's gonna be like, oh yeah.
Will they all wear a
Yeah.
little Kool-Aid guy like
get
people
one.
like the Darth Vader that Russell
Kool-Aid
Wilson?
patch. Kool-Aid patch.
Look,
Oh,
Kool-Aid,
that would be so sick. Like a
Kool-Aid,
Kool-Aid,
Kool-Aid Flare,
Kool-Aid coupons. Remember the coupon coins?
Kool-Aid Crocs, Kool-Aid Crocs with like little like the buttons.
So you guys remember what I was talking about? How we were staying away from guys that have injury histories, right?
Mm-hmm.
The Jones fracture.
And his foot surgery. He might not even be. He might start the year on the non-football related or non-football injury list.
Who
Yeah, but like you've said, David, we're losing Ward and we're losing Lenore. They're both going to go. So
So there's been reports that they're in contract talks with Lenore, but Ayuk's the big one. Ayuk's, getting all the attention.
Yeah.
yeah.
So we'll see what happens there. I honestly believe we're going to keep Lenore because he's proven that he can play outside, inside. He can do whatever we need him to do.
Yeah.
And
the cap is up. So
it would be wise to get a corner, but I honestly don't think Kool-Aid's the guy, man. I don't want to break your hearts, guys. But the fact that he has that foot injury,
what I see,
he won't even be able to be for OTAs. He won't be able to be with the team. Even if he comes back, we're not seeing him.
You think we were going to move up, though? You think we'd move up? We lost some picks. We lost some picks, but
it's all just a guessing game if we're going to move up or not.
Right.
And
yeah, we may not.
the Niners, they have their board. The list is on the wall. Think gone in 60 seconds. They have this list on the wall. They bust out the UV light so they can actually see it, because they don't want anyone knowing what it is, right? So, but no one knows what that list is, right? None of us.
Yeah.
And you can kind of guess, which that's what episode 8's going to be, the last mock draft episode tomorrow night, folks.
Episode 8 is awesome.
And that's what it's going to be.
I'm not a big fan.
I've done some research. I've looked at who we've talked to multiple times because if the Niners have talked to a player multiple times, that's obvious interest.
But we never take the guys that we meet with 10, 12 times. Dang it.
It's kind of true.
I think they just really like talking to some of these guys. Maybe they just they're good hangouts for a couple.
They're
of days,
dating girls
like
before they get married. That's what they're doing.
Yeah, it's a good point.
You know what I'm saying? They're like meeting with people they know they don't want, and just to be like, see, we didn't want that guy. We knew it.
Wouldn't that be so messed up?
They're
Like invited like 4 or 5 times, and then they don't do anything with you. You'd be like, I thought you guys were gonna take me. You guys,
I thought we were taking Justin Fields. Remember?
Do you know like
Scratch and
anybody
sniff.
that we've like interviewed so far?
Sione Vacchi. We definitely interviewed that guy.
Multiple times. Roger Rosengarten from Washington.
And then
They've met with Troy Fontenot. They've met with at the combine. The list is massive.
Yeah, I
Kingsley,
seen John
right?
Lynch
Kingsley?
with the Washington hoodie.
But at the combine, the list was massive. They've met with so many different players.
Yeah.
And that guy from Duke is his name, Graham Barton, the inside offensive lineman. Well, this is what he's being called on some draft boards. Some draft boards is calling him an offensive tackle. So what is he?
But I have a question. So even if they're the highest degree of respectability, throughout the league and stuff like that, is Kyle willing to start them?
It depends on the position and if the position is needed. I don't think he's going to start offensive players, and I don't think he'll start offensive lineman players.
But a corner,
maybe.
A tight end,
yeah,
a wide receiver, very possible.
So you guys remember how Emmanuel Mosley started as rookie, right?
Injury, right?
Witherspoon got injured.
Yeah. Jair Brown too.
Spencer Burford on the offensive line. Brunskill got injured. And then they still rotated them in and out, right?
Yeah.
Teddy Brunskill.
Elijah Mitchell. Raheem Mostert went out with I don't remember if it was a knee or ankle. But either way, he opted to have surgery versus doing rehabs, which put him out for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
And here's Elijah Mitchell, right? He's playing in his rookie season. So that's about the only way a rookie is going to get on the field as a starter is if someone gets injured. So if they take Kool-Aid, either way, he's going to be sitting. I see the point there. Either way, he's going to be sitting.
So we trade down.
They're going away from guys with injury histories. I don't think Kool-Aid's the pick. I think Wiggins, maybe that safety guy that can come up and play nickel, Cooper DeJean. Maybe.
And probably why they're talking to Diamador, right? He's never been injured, has he? Not for very long.
One pick that you would swear up and down that they're crazy if they take.
Is that a question?
Yeah, it really is. Because like kicker, right? We just took a kicker, but no one's really sold on kicker. So I'm going to kind of present it. If we took a quarterback, is that going to be the one position that everybody's going to be like, we don't need?
I just don't feel like you need that position because there are so many good quarterbacks out there. I think.
Brandon Allen.
Okay, so everyone, if you want to comment, please head over to YouTube. I have it on all, but for some reason I can't
that's a good
see
question.
all you folks on Twitter if you're commenting. But what Bryant's asking is if the 49ers brass is trying to set the Niner Empire ablaze, and I'm talking a scorching fire, what position do they draft? And I honestly think QB.
You're saying that?
I think it makes more sense
a
to get a trade.
Michael Penix Jr. at 31. The Niner Empire is going to ignite, and it's going to be an inferno like the sun.
Most definitely, they would.
But it's not a crazy pick, though, if the 49ers organization was to go for a quarterback, because the player is going to sit, like we all established, all these rookies are going to sit. Brock Purdy is the man. We are only selecting a quarterback that we feel comfortable and confident in. If this happens to our guy, Brock Purdy, And that's why I think this would kind of be that mysterious, like hidden pick that everybody's going to be like, oh, they just pulled a mulligan or they just did something we did not expect. And that's
I
what
feel
I'm
like
saying.
that would be our like wide receiver pick for me personally. Like that
Well,
Ray replacement.
What we replaced, we have Trent Taylor now.
Slot. We got Trent Taylor. Right?
That kind of replaces Ray McLeod, and you don't have the same things that's happening on kickoff that you did before.
Like young blood, yeah.
So then, if you
special teams, but for I'm sorry, but for
you still have Jennings, right? For at least this year, and if you re-sign Ayuk, you don't have to worry about Ayuk. So right now, if you don't get the offensive lineman that you want, and the wide receiver isn't there that you want, or you could think you take quarterback, and you got a quarterback.
They say it's a wide receiver heavy, whatever draft or whatnot. So why shouldn't we? You know what I mean?
I don't think we can replace Ward, and we can't re-sign him. It's just going to be too much money. We need a cornerback to be ready for next year. Next year, it could be the guy we drafted in the first round this year, Luter, and Womack, and possibly Diamador Lenoir.
Luter was a 5th round pick, which we're really good at. Really good in the 5th round.
He's a good player. He's a really good player.
Luter's 6 foot. He's 6 foot, but he showed his game speed on special teams when he ran that returner down from behind.
Let me ask you guys, are you confident in Dobbs? If we had to go to the Super Bowl and Dobbs had to play one game for us, you seen him play for the Cardinals, you seen him play for the Vikings.
No.
He was the pass or not. He went to the moon and he got traded. He was even in Cleveland, I believe.
Like,
are you confident that Dobbs can
Mullins.
take us and win one game for us? You know, like he'd be better than Josh Johnson in the Super Bowl, in the championship game for us.
He'll win the game, but not multiple.
So what about Brandon Allen? Is Brandon Allen somebody that we are really sold on? The only reason we have either one of these quarterbacks right now, guys, is because of the price. We're going to rock with both of these guys going into training camp. Hear me out. We're going to go to training camp. We're going to go all the way to the playoffs, and if something happens, we're calling Tom Brady.
Well, didn't we just have a quarterback last year that we signed him pretty just like this guy?
And now he makes more money in Minnesota.
And then now, like the farm team, he got beat out by Brock. What was his name?
Sam Darnold?
No. It was another guy. It was before
Brandon Allen.
No. You're talking about the guy from Philly. The guy from Philly.
We signed a guy from Philly for big money,
and we gave him $1 million
mid-season. Gave him a shit ton of money.
Talking about
Nate Sudfeld.
Nate Sudfeld.
And then
$2 million guaranteed. Hold on.
And we cut him right away.
Well, okay, to us, it's a crap load of money. Let's be honest here, $2 million.
But the money was returned.
It was $2 million guaranteed, and he got cut because of Brock Purdy.
Right.
And the money went back to our team. He still got paid his $2 million, but it went back to our salary cap, so it didn't hurt us.
Yeah. But it seemed,
except for the $2 million we lost.
He was good.
That's our owner's pocket, not ours.
That's a Jed York problem.
That's true.
I don't know. I hear what you guys are saying, and I hope they don't go quarterback, but I could see them being crazy and doing it, especially if Bo Nix.
If the talent is there, why not? That's just like I was saying with the wide receiver. Like, wide receiver room might be kind of jam packed, but
okay,
we have a difference maker. Why not?
I'm gonna come at you guys with the aftermath of them picking a quarterback with that 31st. Okay, so they do it, right? And here we are in the off season. We have all of next season, and then Brock's up for extension next off season, right?
He'll get it.
So here comes the speculation train on a downhill slope, a mile long, with millions of tons of cargo just coming at us at 200 miles an hour, with all the reporters just coming at the Niners are trading Brock Purdy this next offseason because they drafted a quarterback.
Well, that will happen. That will definitely happen. But he'll still be on the team. We all can foresee that. And if he goes to another team and makes more money somewhere else, or if the quarterback that we get, they pull like a Jordan Love and they actually start playing, coaching like the Green Bay Packers do, that means then we'll get a rookie quarterback and he'll be actually a backup for 4 years. And then when Brock Purdy is ready to transition from, we will have a rookie quarterback right there ready to be a veteran.
You see, and that's where things get crazy, is just because, if they do it, here comes the speculation, here comes everything, and it's just the Trey Lance, James, Richard Garoppolo, Brock Purdy situation all over again, dude.
I think honestly, we might shoot for safety, not too early, but I think like
no, hold on, tinfoil hat time.
We need a safety. Let's go.
Tinfoil hat time. Does Jed York want that kind of attention?
I think we need a safety.
We need a lot of
that's actually the question. Does Jed York want this kind of the Niners to get this kind of attention? Because if they pick a quarterback, our name's going to be plastered everywhere. You're not going to be able to go anywhere without seeing it.
Yep, David McNiner, Bryant Culp, Bebop, Kenny Culp predicted it live the day before 420. What were they doing, right? Oh my God!
Over here on the East Coast,
it's been 420 all day.
Oh my God! Seriously, it's not the craziest thing either, because they could really sit this guy right now. We don't need a player right now. There's not a starter that we need. Last year we needed a kicker. This year we might need a punt returner or a kick returner. That's it.
Yeah. Well, we got Trent.
I mean, like, I understand, Trent Williams is getting older. These other guys are getting older. But we got to the Super Bowl with an offensive line with a bunch of guys named Scuba Steve.
Scuba Steve?
Yeah.
Scuba Steve.
Steve.
Damn you, Scuba Steve.
A little bit of depth. I think the line.
Scuba Steve-o.
We lost these Super Bowls because of the line.
And
or the reps. However,
we've been hosed on a few calls, but we can't talk about that forever.
No, we can't.
Yeah, we've been hosed.
And the other thing is you can't always say we're going to get lucky and go for a quarterback in the last pick of the draft and say, oh, he's going to be Brock Purdy again. Brock Purdy's a rare breed. He only comes around once in a while, and we got lucky with him. So if you do find another quarterback in the draft and you don't have to rush him, and he's not as good as Brock right now, or he has potential to become, then I don't see a reason why you don't take a. Would we be mad if we take a quarterback with the third round pick, or are we cursing him right away?
No way.
Was the third round pick? I don't think so.
Round pick. We trade him to Philadelphia.
I think we'll take a quarterback in like the 5th or 6th round.
I got to shout out Steve-O, though, because he knows exactly what I'm saying.
What's Steve-O saying? What's up, Steve-O?
He knows exactly what I'm saying.
Resurrect Donald.
So Darnold come over, right? 1 year. Boom. Gone. Gets a bunch of money, right? Did he fleece, Minnesota? Maybe not. Minnesota's going to be going for probably a quarterback in the draft, too. Then if we was to get Zach Wilson, who Kyle wanted to draft during that whole moving up period, we did talk to Zach Wilson. We did talk to Sam Darnold, but something happened with Robert Saleh. He didn't want to trade with us. So we go after Trey Lance. But Justin Fields, you guys were just talking about it too. How many times did we meet with Justin Fields?
Yeah. It was like our draft crush at the point. And I thought that we were kind of close to getting him, but they don't want to put any, necessarily any guarantees down for him. But Kyle and him look like they were just like two peas in a pod.
Hey guys, are you looking at the comments? Anshul brings up a good point, and I totally agree with him. We got to get O-line to protect Brock. Okay, that's what's going to cost money. We need young beast on the line. So O-line this year with the first pick, O-line next year with the first pick. There's no discussion. We can't be an edge. It can't
First
be a
and
corner.
second.
A safety? Hell no. How many safeties do we have?
And Jed could open up the pocketbook for
O-line. We've been saying O-line for years and years and years and years. It's O-line, O-line. Because the first round is really the best place to get somebody solid. And we're going to have to pay Brock $50 million a year. These guys are going to have to make $100,000 a year. It's the only way it works.
What round was McGlinchey?
First.
Third.
Ninth overall.
Would you guys call him solid?
Well, all right. Now I'll just play devil's advocate because I don't like McGlinchey. But if you really dig in there, he's a solid offensive lineman who's not great.
Maybe we needed a right guard
guarding the pass rush because he gets thrown off balance very quickly. The speed guys toss him back too fast. He's not built like that, but he's a great run blocker. And if you could, like we do, move the tight end over there, he's fantastic. But I'm not sticking up for him. I'm just saying what I'm saying. So
my only point is not first round. Sorry, Bebop. My only point is not every offensive lineman selected in the first round is going to work out.
No, absolutely not. You never know.
And we can kind of look at our international players. We've had players on our international list for years that aren't working out, and it doesn't matter their selection. And I think I think we just recently signed the Cowboys international player, or we got him. So I don't know if our Gutierrez guys will be with us.
We did that. One of the first things we did.
But with the offensive line, if we go offensive line, are we reaching for a player? If we don't need a guard and we take a guard, it's okay, right? Because he's not going to play this year. Or do we have to go offensive tackle because we don't think Trent Williams is going to be here next year? What happens
even if he is here next year, he needs to sit half the time because he's getting up there. He's clearly in pain most of the time. I don't know. It looks like it to me. And he gets injured. And sometimes he plays injured, and that affects us too. So, first of all, this year and next year, this man needs a swing that's going to sit behind him, play half of this season, and probably play most of next season or all of it if he's gone. And then we also need to get both, a right tackle and a left tackle in the next two drafts, first round in the next two. That's how I feel about it. And Brian is 100% right. They could both bust out and be terrible.
I just think
those are the best linemen that you could get, like Penei Sewell and other names that we've seen them go right past and succeed on other teams. Creed Humphreys, and he wasn't even an early round pick. Like just things that we've seen the Niners like pass up. Incredible O linemen even later in the draft, and we're all sitting there like obviously they don't give a flying.
I don't know if it was Adam Peters getting. I don't know if it was Adam Peters getting aggressive towards those like big pickups that we did need. That kind of already established players that we picked up already, but we shouldn't all just leave it towards the draft to help his team out.
Well, that's what you want to do, right? You want to go and get the best players in free agency, but those guys are going to demand the most money and they're going to get the most offers.
I think Trent Brown. I mean, was it Trent Brown? It was Trent Brown.
He's got some news surrounding him.
He got released. He's older. He was with us. We could have picked him up. I think somebody else picked him up, but we have to stay aggressive with I think like already established players.
You prefer, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like because obviously we're not playing fucking rookies, so
I mean that's why I really like a cornerback
draft year after year. We're just just like it's a build-up game, and I don't. At this point, they're not actually going to fucking start. So,
yeah,
what are we doing?
And that's exactly it. Like all kinds of people are saying, let's draft a corner. And I see the point because Lenore and Ward are currently scheduled to be free agents. Although I hope they extend more.
Cornerback OL.
Then we don't know what we have in Luter Jr. We did not see him playing on the field, starting outside, right? We haven't seen enough of Sammy Womack. So
maybe they just haven't had an opportunity because
and that's exactly it. That's
people really like
exactly it.
them, and maybe you know what, we'll find out a lot this training camp and this preseason about those guys. Unfortunately, we have to pick these guys before we find that out.
No, I think what it also means too. Sorry, David. I think what it means too is when you're selected first in any to any team, first overall, first pick in the draft, first in that round, it means more. So I think they value certain people, and then they look at a person and they're like, yeah, well, we could take him, but we don't think he's first round pick. So then instead of going and taking that player that we're screaming, yeah, take him, because we feel as fans that that player's value is there. Maybe the team's looking at him and saying, nah, I think we could get him in a different round, or he doesn't fit our scheme. And because he doesn't fit our scheme that maybe that much, we're going to go ahead and move and not move on, because we seen it last year. There was tight end players that we could have taken, and they move up to go get a corner, or no, was it a safety? They moved up to get a safety, and now we were all happy, we were all excited, and then they take a kicker, everybody gets depressed and like, what are they doing? Because it wasn't a sexy pick, right? But it was a pick of need. So right now we don't have a pick of need.
That's boring.
So to take a guard or a tackle, it make everybody happy. But we're not going to be playing them this year, so it's not.
Well, no, that's not true. They're going to have to rotate. They'll be playing and they'll be learning.
Yeah, I can't believe
they'll
how
have to be ready next year, because, like you said, and what we've said, and we're probably talking about at the moment, is that we're not going to play these guys. So, but they are on the line. They'll get reps. They'll get to work with the team and be ready. Who's going to do it next year if we lose Trent, right? And McGlinchey, I don't know if he signed a multi-year or a 1 year. What's going on? Where did he go?
He went to Denver and he signed a 4-year, $5 million contract.
What the hell is wrong with Denver the last 2 years? Are they purposely tanking?
That's right. That's right. Last season they signed so many people. They were like one of the marquee teams.
And then they had a yard sale.
Kept signing hundreds and hundreds of fucking players. And to what?
Yeah, they bought a bunch of NSYNC dolls at $2 each, and then they sold them for 25 cents at a yard sale. It was crazy.
Well, you know, Steve-O says if we go OL, we turn into a passing team.
I missed that passing team.
And keep in mind, in the playoffs against Green Bay, how many passing attempts did we have, guys? Does anybody remember?
17?
It was like 38 or something, wasn't it?
35.
39. Bryant was so
37.
close.
That's what I'm
39 passing attempts, 18 rushes.
18.
So if Kyle wants to start throwing the ball around, he's going to have to protect that quarterback.
Yeah, for years.
I'm going to say it, guys. I'm going to say it. Started as a rookie and excelled.
Yeah.
Hear that, Kyle? Started as a rookie and excelled. Like,
so
sit these guys. Let's make them wait, right?
With the O-line, everybody wants to draft O-line.
Learn by doing.
I totally get it, but the way I've seen the Niners doing this is they're not going after O-line in the draft. They're going after free agency for their O-line. They're getting players from free agency. They're getting veterans to come in. They did it with the centers, and
too expensive. We can't do it.
It's not too expensive if you're signing these guys to 1 to 2 year contracts.
But I mean, once we're playing, see, right now Purdy's getting no money. Soon he's going to have another 40, 50 million or whatever it is. I know it's not going to be every year $50 million, but it's going to take up a lot more. So we don't have that extra money to put into the O-line.
I hope Jed at this point gets 2 and 2 together and figures out that our playoff window, our Super Bowl window, is getting smaller and smaller as the years go by, and he has to actually, put up or shut up.
Yeah, you're probably right, but you know what? Like, I don't know. When could you realistically imagine the Niners not being competitive anymore? Because I feel like we've been so spoiled, I can't even see it anymore. You really think there's going to be a year we can't compete in the NFC West?
I mean, it's 5 years.
If we get hurt this season, If Brock Purdy gets hurt this season with the 2 backup quarterbacks that we have currently on the roster,
Well, but I thought it was only Brock's weapons, guys. Remember? It's not Brock. It's
No.
just the weapons, folks.
I think it's more than
The
just
system.
the weapons.
System.
The system, man.
Brock
Come on, y'all. Y'all know it's just the system and the
It's
weapons.
just a system. It's not
He's
Brock
just
at
a
all.
dude, just a dude.
If
Yeah.
Brock
He
Purdy
didn't
gets
sign
hurt
any
this year,
O-line
we're
this year.
screwed.
Jimmy.
We're done.
David.
Josh Dobbs is good for a game or two.
Or Tom
Which
Brady
is-
comes out of retirement and takes the wheel like Jesus.
I'll give him my paycheck. It's not much, but I pay Tom. You know,
No, and
give him
we've actually been
grab
getting
legs.
O linemen in the draft for quite some time. They just, it's really hard to find a good O lineman when the Niners pick them in the 6th and the 7th round. So they want these miracles to happen.
Everybody watching on YouTube, don't forget to hit the thumbs up, please. Please.
And subscribe.
If you're on Twitter, you want to pop over YouTube for a second, hit the thumbs up. I'd appreciate it.
and
Come on,
subscribe.
peeps. Come on, peeps.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's
my
fun.
my YouTube channel's growing mighty slow, but I'm okay with it.
That's all right.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing is I don't do shorts. A lot
They
of
don't-
guys,
Don't help me much. So.
I'm not knocking them. I'm not knocking them.
You kind of
Right.
just have to make shorts about like what's relevant at the time in the news. And to be honest with you, I would do it. It's just boring. So yeah, I could probably rack in some more subs, but I'm too lazy for that shit, man. I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah,
just
you
so I
just
can get a
gotta
sub.
keep putting out that
Yeah,
I don't
I'm
know.
not
I
gonna
gotta
be
be
like,
honest.
hey, and that's fine. That's what people want.
headline.
I'm
I
just
like
like,
doing what I do.
I have to be
Yeah.
honest. I love cargo shorts.
ooh, you get a lot of pockets.
Oh,
You know,
really?
Cargo
They
shorts.
do have a lot of pockets. But you know what I hate? I hate how the Velcro on them like just gets all messed up over the course of time,
And then it
just
doesn't
don't
close right. And you got these bulky.
Yeah.
I like the ones with the buttons. I'm kind of a button fly guy.
All right, there you go.
No zipper.
Button fly.
you know.
Wow. The button flies. Like, why do we need a harder way to get our pants off? I'm like, what is this, man? What's going on here?
It's like, we've got to have a combination down there. You guys
What's going
ever
on down
seen?
here?
Did you see Robin Hood Men in Tights?
Oh, check out these pins. Check out
I
these
probably have seen them.
Well, they-
Noise. You look like you're in Motley Crue with those pants.
pins. I am.
Yeah.
It's called mud crack. There's a bunch of like burning cars. I know you out on the West Coast. I've seen it online. You like to have these crazy parties and like burn down cars.
We do.
And there's like mud cracks with all these burning cars.
Yeah, that's regular Tuesday in Los Angeles. That's no big deal.
Right.
It's just
I'm
Tuesday
about it. I'm about it.
downtown LA.
Check out this one. The jacket with like a bunch of burning cars on it.
Nice.
Ooh.
I just got a 5-pack of T-shirts from Target. They're awesome.
All about this. Burning hot rods.
Nice.
Fuck them. This is my jacket. Oh,
Personally, I always look for the shirts that are sleeveless
This is my shirt.
because oh my goodness.
burn the cars. Burn the cars down.
Because I'll be walking down the neighborhood with bags of poop. What's wrong with that guy? Why is he doing that? What's wrong with that guy?
We're burning hot rods.
David,
How old
what
are you,
do
Bebop? How old are you now?
Oh, I am 77 tomorrow
Oh, very nice.
Sweet.
on Monday.
Rock on.
Dang, that
No,
means
no.
hold
I'm
on a
just kidding.
second here.
Like a
Hold on
vampire.
a second. Dude, that means you're
The vampire
what, 1 year
Bebop.
1 year less than the Niners.
That's right.
Ah, yeah.
That's right.
That's some
I've
quick
been
math.
here. I've been here since the start.
Quick math. Do that new math.
No, I'm 36 on Monday.
Yeah. I remember 36.
35 now.
I had optimism. Glimmers
Yeah,
of there were glimmers of hope.
changing. I'm about to be a mechanic. Hopefully, I'll be a mechanic by 37.
Nice. Are you doing it at a specific school for a car company or something, or just for mechanics?
For just mechanics. Hopefully, just like a pharmaceutical company that's gonna hopefully pay for my college. So
Nice.
I'm hoping to get that soon. So
Yeah.
Optimistic, and hoping I can get that. I think I will. I'll get it.
Yeah, you will.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I didn't mean to do that.
No, you're all good. We're just gonna, be the guy feeding all the pharmaceutical equipment to most of the country, hopefully soon.
To get the average person their drugs.
Yeah, well, like it's like insulin and like the tubes.
Yeah,
that
there's
they
drugs
make.
that normal people have drugs that they take every day. Believe me, and they're not all
Yeah.
like pot and shrooms.
Yeah.
Okay. If Aaron Rodgers wins the Super Bowl,
Who?
or Aaron Rodgers wins the Super Bowl with the Jets, or has some miraculous comeback year, is ayahuasca the next best thing for NFL?
It's already pretty big for like addiction. It really helps with addiction. So.
Man, he's getting a bunch of people to go down there with him, these little retreats.
I mean,
and stuff.
maybe for his CTE, maybe
Yeah.
who knows? Might help him out.
Mm-hmm.
You never know.
Never know.
You never know.
It's a crazy legume. What? Oh, sorry. What is a mushroom exactly? It's a fungus, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, and I put it on my steak. It's weird. Just weird.
Do you grill it? Do you grill it or you saute it?
I
Likes to go to those
the S out of
the dark closet retreats too, right?
I don't know.
What's a dark closet where my clothes hang? I mean, I
Oh.
don't know what else to say.
Hello.
Dark closets are where you grow mushrooms, I believe.
Could be.
At least if you live in the city.
All you need is a water source, and
there you go. Microdosing.
Yes.
Microdosing.
My God. Microdosing is huge. That might take a lot of pills off the market if they start letting people microdose, man. I'll tell you right now, a lot of like Xanax and like these people, they gotta go right out of business.
Well, it's really funny because just a couple years ago, everybody was making fun of this guy, for going into a closet and a dark hole for several days, right? But now he's got, right, David? But now if he comes back, right, and he wins the Super Bowl, how crazy was he? Did he meet somebody? Is it going to be like Luke when he goes into the cave on Star Wars, right?
Yes.
And then he sees himself as Vader. Right. And he's like, oh, that's how I win the Super Bowl. Right. Like has some kind of you know what I mean? Like
what he did.
It's just funny. But
out of body experience.
Go down there. There's definitely some kind of medical science to it that's making people.
Aaron Rodgers went to the Dagobah system.
More research.
So that he could do ayahuasca, face his demons, and be like, dude, come on, you've won like 4 MVPs. What's the matter with you? Can't you win a Super Bowl? Do better, bro.
I mean, there was a guy that threw a no hitter.
You were the chosen one, douchebag.
He took a bunch of acid, didn't he? One guy, he threw a no hitter in the 70s, and he took a bunch of acid.
Oh man,
I forget what his name was.
Leary, Timothy Leary. Was that the guy you're talking about?
No.
Isn't that the guy who did a bunch of like LSD and like had a cult and stuff?
No, but I mean, like, there's a MLB pitcher who was like triple balls.
You mean the guy who pitched a no-hitter on mushrooms or something, or on acid?
No, an L. On LSD.
PCP or LSD, one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, you can get in a weird zone when you're on that stuff. I wouldn't know, but I'm just saying. I hear.
Well, be safe. It's Friday night. It's a great day to be able to wake up the next day too. So if you eat something, or do something, make sure that you know your limitations.
I've had to bail Brian out of jail multiple times.
That's why there's only coffee in this cup. I tell you what, and folks, just be safe. And if you guys wake up tomorrow, love to see you on the show. We'll be around about 9 o'clock. Coffee talk in the morning. David will be there with me. Hopefully, I'll have Kenny if he wakes up, Bebop if he's around, and everyone else. If you're in the chat, say hello. David, great show as always, man. I'm sorry, we get a little wild on your Friday night show.
Get naughty.
It happens. It happens. It's the late show. We're kind of supposed to be that way on the late show, right?
It's late.
It's a fresh hour where we get fresh.
But yeah, last mock draft episode of the season, episode 8, coming up tomorrow night, folks.
Remember to dress up.
Please tune in.
Yeah. Are we dressing up?
I'll dress up. I'm gonna wear a cape and a Michael Jackson wig. I'm telling you right now, it's happening. Do it. I'm doing it. If you guys
I'm gonna save the mullet for the actual draft show though.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah. Okay. Oh wait, are we doing it for the draft?
I like the goatee. I always appreciate a goatee. I'm telling you. Can't grow one myself, but
for the draft
if
show,
I could, I would. I'm telling you. Nice.
All right, folks. Everyone have a great weekend. Please tune in tomorrow night and tomorrow morning. Me and Bryant, we're going to be putting in some work, especially on draft weekend. We're going to be putting in some work. So please tune in. We'll be here talking about what's going on, and we will actually get the chance to see what the Niners do. Holy moly, this seems like a long time coming, doesn't it?
You've been doing it for like 2 months now.
Maybe we should have some weight. We should lay down some bets on who's going to get taken first.
Yeah, but what are we betting?
You got to talk to Corona. Corona.
Like Gatorade bath. I mean, we'll talk about this. We'll talk about this. We'll do something crazy.
Somebody shaves an eyebrow off.
Oh, how about this? You can put a little
live on stream. You gotta shave your eyebrow off.
Yeah, you just put a line in it. Just put a line.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do a line in your eyebrow if you lose.
We're
all gonna lose.
Oh man.
Yeah, multiple lines.
Multiple lines. That's like you like shot down like a pilot. That's you get one. You get like a sticker. Same thing.
Like Cable from the X-Men.
Yeah, there you go.
Exactly.
Just a kill.
Yep.
Just another kill.
All right, everybody, have a great night. Tune in. You never know what's going to happen.